How's it going? Welcome to Chris's Comments. It's a show discussing common sense, common ground, no matter what the subject. And the reason for this is because of the two main opinions that are going on right now. They're two extreme opinions. On one side, you've got we're right, they're wrong, and if you don't follow us and don't believe what we're talking about, we're doomed. Yo, what's wrong with this country? This country's doomed. It's all doomed. And yet on the flip side of that, very same aisle, you've got people saying there's right, there's wrong, and if we're going to correct the wrongs, and if you don't go along with us, I don't see how we can do it. I don't understand. This is what makes the country doomed. We're all doomed. And in between both of those viewpoints, you got people like you and me, down-to-earth people with one real thing in common: living happy with as little headaches as possible. And one of the ways that we do that is by living off of common sense, looking at things with common ground. And that's where this show comes in. Now again, I've said it before, but I'm making it official again. This viewpoint is coming from down here in San Antonio, Texas, Central Texas. And the reason why is because I'm noticing there's a lot of people that are representing their sides of the U.S., California, New York, Ohio area. You got a lot of people that are voicing their opinions over to the east, southeast, but not a lot from over here. So this little guy, I've got no political standing, no religious backup, no anything. I'm just a little guy that's working, trying to make ends meet like the rest of America. And what I'm taking a look back at seeing is first the major headline, the Trump trials. Everybody's still trying to get him impeached. It's day 3, and so far it's the same old, same old. I mean, I know you're supposed to see me take a side. I have a side, but as a guy that's still looking at everything from down here on the shallow end, just looking up at everything that's going on, looking at all that circus, this is what I see when I take a step back. Down here in Texas, we're looking at one side crying and complaining and going, how could you guys not see this? And then the other side of the aisle, you got this is all a sham. How do you not see this? This is all a sham. And what I'm taking note of is the fact that, and again, it's just from this little guy's perspective, the Democrats or the left or whatever, they need to up their game a little bit. And honestly, I think they need to stop with the crying and the tear jerking and the heart tugging, because honestly, that is the same old, same old. That's going on since I can remember, and I'm close to 50 years old. The Republicans are going bat crap crazy around every which way except the subject at hand. You know, it's unconstitutional, it's against the rights, it's a hoax, it didn't happen, there's no need for a trial, and it's mandatory to prove that everything innocent, and that this is proof that there's a bigger conspiracy, and everything else. You don't believe me? What are you going to believe, me or your own eyes? Which, for the record, has been the Republican viewpoint for quite a while. You know, along with weird-ass retarded shit like nobody should have a baby without a good credit rating. Yeah. I still can't get over it. I'm still laughing at that. That was from as far back as the 1980s. And I'm still goofing. It still makes me goofy listening to that kind of crap. You know. And you're kind of wondering, well, who are you? Again, I'm a nobody. I'm just this guy down here in the South, in Central Texas. You know, just north of Dallas, south of Laredo, east of El Paso, and west of Houston. You got a lot of major shit going on. And then there's me right here in the middle of it all, looking at all this crap. And this is what we're all looking at here. And San Antonio we San Antonians, we've got sort of a laid back kind of mentality over this. There's a pandemic. Well, guess I gotta wear masks. The pandemic is over. Well, guess I get to go out and have some fun. We got high rates of living, the high cost of living, huh? Looks like I gotta work a little harder. We got a tax plan by Biden. Should make up 46% of the wealth of the economy. Huh? Looks like we get things a little bit easier now. And that's the way we all live down here, and particularly in this city, San Antonio. Dallas and Austin and Houston, they all may go into an uproar, but San Antonio has this real laid-back mentality of just accepting the way things are and working with it, and or working around it. So we got that going on. What else? We got the COVID going on, and right now San Antonio is being very cooperative with the COVID rules of thumb. And we got free testing going on. It's raining cats and dogs. It's 33 degrees right now. It's considered a harsh winter. There's no icy yet, no ices or no sleet. But that's okay. In our eyes, it's still a harsh winter. Nowhere near the harshness of the polar vortex that's coming down from Canada currently. I don't know if it's a polar vortex. I just know that it's this huge drop in temperature up there. So again, you've got some people up there voicing their opinions and everything. So from down here in Central Texas, all my hopes. I hope everything goes well. I hope you survive the freeze that's on its way down to you from the Canadian, from the polar North Pole. I hope you guys survive that, and that you come out well and come out on top. Because it is a concern, even for us down here in Central Texas, where it's nowhere near us, despite the fact that it's nowhere near us. We get moved by the stuff that we see when we see you guys going through. It grabs our heart and touches us, and all our hearts go out to you. All our hopes go out to you. We got our fingers crossed for you. The COVID, we're also back to COVID, we're very concerned. We got the test sites, we got nursing staff and all that out in the open. We got them in stadiums right now, and they're enduring all this cold weather that's going on, the harsh weather. Vaccinations. We're getting them, but they're not fully coming down here to San Antonio. I've made this complaint before, concerning the fact that if people are going to be anti-vaccination and anti-maskers, then they need to publicly notarize that. They need to be publicly notarized as anti-maskers. They need to do that in order for the vaccinations to skip those towns and come down here where the vaccinations will actually be accepted and used. And I still stand by that. There's a few people that are shocked in my train of thought of that, and there's others that think that it's actually fair. It's just. So we still have the people waiting in line, myself included. I'm still making phone calls. I'm still trying to schedule appointments, and I'm getting the sorry but we're booked. Please try again at another time. Response. And it should be well noted that, for those of us who are not anti-maskers, the first time that I posted that, I told you how I made mine. And the other mask said, "Home is where you park it." This one is "Enjoy life, one cup at a time." And it's a dishcloth that I sewed respirator style with a sleeve, and again, just like the first one, with a coffee filter that I sanitize. And I spray it like here in my job. I'm a rideshare driver. I'm spraying it here and circulating it inside the vehicle. So there's a very slim chance of getting COVID. I already got taken 2 tests and it's come out negative, and I'm most grateful for that. I strongly recommend everybody does the same practices. Everybody does the same kind of practicing of safety, because it helps you get with the day with a little bit of ease, psychologically. And for those who think that this is a hoax and this is a scam or whatever, you might have a point. I think you might have a point, because now that the opioid addiction scandal has been exposed, that's a huge drop in the numbers and the profit for the medical field and pharmaceutical field. That's a huge drop of numbers with all of the people that they're trying to detox and rehabilitate. And as a former doper myself, going on 20 years this August, it's difficult to put away. It's difficult to put down. So I see your point. I don't think it's as big of a scam as, say, what the right wingers are talking about. That it's all about destroying America and you're doomed and all that other crap. Take off with that crap. That's bullshit. Bull crap. Excuse me. The reason for this is because I have a little bit of a philosophy. It's all about the money. Religion is the tool. Okay? It's all about the money. Religion is the tool. All our political leaders, they profit big off of whatever it is that they're profiting off of. Biden was part of the healthcare with Obamacare. So he's profiting big off of all the money that he gets from that industry. Trump, gerrymandering, landscaping, a lot of people dying from COVID. That's 400,000 people getting infected and a little bit under that dying, or a million. I think 400,000 deaths, about 1 million getting infected. Well, that's 400,000 people. That's probably landowners, which makes the market a booming sensation. There's no doubt if the IRS was to actually check into what he's profiting off of, more than likely it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing that he's always profited off of. Clinton before them, the medical field, the healthcare, Bush Jr., oil, gas, hence the reason for the invasions over the Middle East. Same thing with Bush Sr. All of these people are gaining profit, while they're in charge. And so to come it down to this day, where it's now back to Biden, back to health concerns, yeah, more than likely they're going to be profiting big, especially once the 100% vaccination starts to become circulated, especially once an immunity shot is developed. Oh my God! I mean, I'll drop kick you for an immunity shot. So yeah, no doubt. Good for you. Good call. Good call. Yeah, it's all a scam or a sham or scheme, But for right now, it's a scheme that's actually needed. It's needed by the public. So we should really just continue with the safety measures. I haven't gotten my vaccination yet, but I am still following the safety protocol, despite the fact that everybody says, "Why? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make..." True, it doesn't. It doesn't block anything. Mine might, with the chances of what I've got going on here, where I'm breathing disinfected air without actually breathing the chemical, because it's in this pocket, So I think I've got one leg up on the majority of all of you that are just putting on an ordinary mask, or at least the 95 mask. I think I've got one up, but I'm not. You can't quote me on that, and I'm not gonna bet money on it either. Right now, it's a thing that we're cooperating with here in San Antonio, regardless of all the complaining, and it's nice relief to see when those numbers drop, when the infected numbers drop. And it's always a concern when the rates go up again. But here in Central Texas, here in Central, right smack dab in the middle of Southeast and Southwest, that's what's going on. And I hope to see more opinions from all of you out there that are making the that are telling me that are showing me what you're seeing. A lot of you are showing me a lot of the homeless over in the West Coast. A lot of you are showing me a lot of things that are taking place up in New York, Ohio. A couple of people over in the Southeast. Keep them coming. Keep on posting them. It's good to see what's going on. It's good to see what kind of hand we are holding. And this is what's happening right now in this part of the U.S. And I hope that this actually helps you with standing as to knowing where you do stand, especially if you're a guy like me, somebody that's a nobody, somebody that doesn't have anything going for him as far as politically, as far as religiously, or even, you know, economically, you know, any of that stuff. Hope you take note of this, of what's happening, and I hope that you guys put out your opinions out there also. If you don't have the time or anything like that for doing an actual show, by all means, put a comment in the comment section, and you know, let me know what's happening around your neck of the woods, and we'll take it from there. You know, it's all just a part of this segment is all just a part of what this down to earth, common sense on common ground viewpoint is. And I do apologize for all the pauses. I'm getting distracted by the traffic. I'm trying to do a different location all the time. So that's it for right now. Take it easy. The Republicans, as far as in the courts go, if they're smart, they'll stop going all over the place, despite the fact that that's what's causing exhaustion in the courtroom as well as the viewing world. But they really need to hone in on something legitimate in order to win the case in preventing Trump from getting impeached. The Democrats, they really need to stop with the crying and hold in on something more solid, a lot more substantial than just the tear-jerking, the heart-wrenching stuff. Because it helps, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it so dang much. But they're still in a court of law. You know, they're still in a hearing. You know, and they need to really, really input that to the. They really need to get something steady and substantial and put it into the minds of our fellow Americans out here. It's just that imperative if they want to win. You know, and of course, this is all just my opinion. The little guy on the shallow end, somebody that's been sitting back this entire time watching all of the stuff going on. You know, that's where I come up, and that's where this guy comes up. I want to hear where you guys come up. COVID, we're playing it safe. We're not doing as good as the herd immunity that was originally planned, and I'm hoping that we can all actually join in and do that. Take all the safety measures for the 100 days, at least that 100 days, and see where Biden, the administration, the government, the CDC, and all the hospitals stand once taking note of this, once collecting all the data. If we can all just pitch in on that, wear the masks, sanitize, disinfect, and do the hand sanitizers, wash the hands, especially wash the hands. I actually am thankful for the pandemic that people are finally washing their damn hands and wearing masks because the COVID. I actually like this. And I especially love the elbow breathing room that we get. Even though I'm breathing disinfectant air, I still love the breathing room, especially in the grocery stores. How many times have we not wanted to pull that damn bar and put it between you and the guy? Yeah, get away, son of a bitch, get away from me. You know, how many times? Countless of times. countless of times. So here we are now with this thing, and I don't like the deaths, but I do like the precautions that we're all taking now. I'd really like to see the rest of the U.S. do it, take advantage of these rules of thumb. And that aside, the winter, I hope everybody can survive the winter very well. Hopefully there won't be too many fundraisers needed, or American society. Hopefully there won't be too many. Well, there's gonna, with such a drop of temperature like that, so let's get the canned goods ready to be shipped. Let's get the blankets, if we can afford heaters, if we can spare a heater or spare a radiator, if not buy at least one. It's what Red Cross have always been saying. If everybody does one item, it adds up and it helps. If everybody pitches in $1, it adds up and every bit of it helps. It's going to be needed. It's going to be needed up there in the northern part of the U.S. It's just going to be needed. So I'm hoping that all of us can also, look out for our fellow brethren, whatever side of the aisle they're on, the political aisle, whatever side of social society that they're on. That part is irrelevant. This is a natural disaster created by nature. I don't know if it's a disaster yet. I don't think it's caused disasters yet. But that's where I come up down here in Texas. And that's where a lot of us come up down here in Central Texas. We all see you. We see you, we hear you, and we feel for you. So hang in there. The homeless, I hope you keep finding shelter. I hope everybody keeps finding shelter for the homeless and keeps lending out some helping hands. It's been handled a little bit down here, very much, but I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to talk about that yet. I will discuss it. There was some very serious incidences that took place down here. It's been resolved, but it's still left in all of our memories, and it's kind of got us in an uproar, whichever side of the aisle you're on. However you see the homeless and the homeless situation, the houseless situation, where we have a problem with the people in tent cities. But that's for another subject. For right now, everybody stay safe. Keep voicing your opinions. Keep voicing your mouths. Try not to do too much to where you're offending the guidelines. I notice I'm having to catch myself with my cursing because I'm relaxed. I'm very relaxed with talking with all of y'all up here. But it's easy to do when you're just looking at a phone. But that's it for right now. Y'all take care. Good luck. Big love to all of you from Central Texas. Y'all take care. Have a good one.